Ryan East has signed for Bradford City on an initial 2-year deal. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. My thoughts on it are, it's a hard one. He hasn't played a lot of games for Swindon this season, at Reading for 11 years. He's a deep-line playmaker, a bit like Elliot Watt, which means only one thing. Elliot Watt's off. So it does look like Elliot Watt's going, which it is somewhat, it doesn't sit right, because I did like Elliot Watt, especially the second half of the season, but I did like him under Derek Adams. I thought he was doing alright under Adams, but then under Mark Hughes, he took off. He was brilliant, and he's still only young, so it is a bit of a shame that we have lost Elliot Watt now. It's a bit like the signing of Matty Platt. We now know that Paudie O'Connor is probably off, and now we know Elliot Watt's probably going as well. So it is a sad one, but you know, with one door closed, another door opens, and this is the door that's opened for City, our 5th signing of the season. It's Ryan East. He hasn't played a lot of games for Swindon, like I said, but he is another young player, so he is a player that fills me with a bit of confidence, because we are signing a lot of young players who are going to be hungry and going to be fighting, you know, to prove themselves and to try and get into the team and push us up the leagues, because when we see these young players signing, you know, we go, well, they haven't played a lot of games, but at least it is better than signing journeyman players who have been around loads of clubs and they're only going to be here for a year or something. But with a lot of these young players, they could be in it for the long haul if they are successful, because it's alright signing young players, they can be promising, but they are experienced, some of them. Matty Platt is quite experienced for his age, considering he's had a promotion. He's had 2 seasons in League 2 already, and Young's already had a promotion as well. So, yeah, and also this East has just had a playoff semi-final defeat to Swindon, so to Port Vale with Swindon. So he's gonna know what it takes to get in the playoffs. He's had a good year working with a good manager in Ben Garner, who's done a brilliant job at Swindon getting them to the playoffs. When you look at the squad, I think they started with 8 players. So he is a good young player who fills me with a bit of confidence, and I do have faith in anyone that Mark Hughes signs or retains, because he knows what he's doing. He's managed at the top level. He knows what it takes, and I think with the head of recruitment in Stephen Gent working alongside him, they will be able to, you know, take a deep look at stuff, and they will know what they're looking for in a player. And for me, Ryan East, from what I've heard of him, and heard a lot of him, and haven't seen a lot of him this season, so I don't know an awful lot, but what I do know about him is he does seem like a like-for-like replacement for Elliot Watt, which does make me feel good, because that is the player that Mark Hughes wants in that position, the player in that defensive midfield role, who, you know, he can put a tackle in, but his main position, his main attribute is to play the ball forward and create attacks for City, and that is why I think it is a good signing. But he said he's delighted to be here. It's a massive club with a proud history and he can't wait to get going. He said when he met the manager, he sold it straight to him, and he said it's a style of play that suits him. Get it on the ball and move the ball around. Get it on the floor and move the ball around. So again, that is something that Mark Hughes will bring. He will bring this sort of presence to players when they're talking to him. That if he talks, you shut up and listen. And it doesn't matter how he speaks, you're going to listen to him, because he's played and managed at the highest level. He's played for Barcelona, Man United, won a lot of trophies, and is highly experienced, and he ain't messing about. So I think for any player who's done well in League 2 this season, and any player who's done alright in League 1 this season, and he's at that quality, they might want to step down to Bradford City to be managed under a manager like Mark Hughes. So again, it is good to hear a bit that he's selling the club to them, and the style of play that he's getting across to the players that he's signing. He said as a player you don't want to go you don't want to go somewhere and be happy to sit mid-table. You want to be winning things and cannot wait to start playing in front of the fans. And Mark Hughes said, Ryan is a player we're very excited about. We are really pleased to be able to bring him to the club. His intelligence both in and out of possession and reading the game shows maturity beyond his years. Wikipedia is not reliable. It said he played 16 games, so he's played around 15 to 20 games this season, which isn't a lot. So they must have seen something in them games and had a deep analysis into his play to know so much about him. And I think the club is moving in the right direction with this season. Ryan Sparks has been speaking well about it last season, and we didn't really see it, where he's talking about we're going to bring this sort of stuff in, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. But last season we thought, well, we haven't seen any of that, and we were poor, and Derek Adams wasn't the right man. But this season we are starting to see it with the players we're bringing in. They do seem to be young, vibrant, exciting players who are promising, and we've got a manager in Mark Hughes, and we've got a head of recruitment who was last at Middlesbrough in the Championship. So we do seem to be getting towards the right direction. But we have to wait and see when the season starts to see if these players are any good, because there could be just crap who are just young and had a bit of hope in them. So we'll have to see. He has the ability to dictate play and fits it well with the brand of football we want to implement. At 23, still young and a great age to develop. We have been impressed by what we have seen of him so far in his career. We look forward to seeing him in action and sure he's excited to show everyone at Bradford City what he can do. So, like I said, they've seen a bit of him and they're excited by his development, and hopefully, like I say about these young players we are signing, but hopefully we can develop them further with Glenn Hodges, who I'm sure is a brilliant coached at the highest level. Mark Hughes, a brilliant manager, Mark. So you get the point that we are hopefully signing these young players to develop them, and maybe even to sell them on, and to hopefully get us up them leagues that we need to get to. My one hope is that Elliot Watt signed a 1-year contract extension. He's going to go next season, but he's going to be here this season, share the role with Ryan East, and get him to learn the role, and then he's going to go into the Championship. That's my hope, but we all know he's gone, and we all know it'll be to a higher League One Championship club, because that's the type of player he is and the type of player he will grow into being. But don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened, as York City took from Faza Celtic last night on Twitter. But yeah, we'll see you next time, hopefully not too soon, with a big contract extension. Probably won't be, probably be another signing who's 20 years old and got a bit of promise in him. Have a good one.